Speaking of Capitol Hill, my next guest just happens to spend a lot of time there. Congressman Stephen Lynch, it's great to see you.
Good to be with you, Jim.
I'm going to talk about dysfunction in Congress for a few minutes with all disrespect.
I know something about that, yeah.
Well, lady of fact, you just voted for a stopgap thing on infrastructure. People who are experts say we have a third world infrastructure in this leading country. Is Congress ever going to address these bridges and roads, or is this just kick the can down the road time and time and time again?
So far, it's kick the can down the road, and you're absolutely right. There's no governor in the country that can plan a significant construction project on transportation without having, at least 3, 4, 5, 6 years. We usually do 6-year transportation bills. Now we're doing 6-month plans.
But in light of the fact that the vast majority of your colleagues will never vote for taxes, is it unfair to say it's never going to be addressed? I know that's a big word, but isn't that a fair statement?
Right now, they're trying to work out a deal where we sort of deal with tax reform and transportation together and somehow end up with revenue that will fund a long-term transportation bill. That's the latest sort of approach to this.
You had a great line the other day, repeated when you were on the radio with us, about when the prices of oil reach $4. What's that line?
The Republicans go spastic.
Yeah, it was $4. Yeah. We were fine.
Oh,
but
yeah,
now that it's
Here's the deal. When gas was $4 a gallon, the Republicans are happy to pay the Saudis that $4 a gallon. But when it went to $2, we said, can you make it $2.03 so we can take 3 cents and actually put it in the Transportation Trust Fund? No way. Because they didn't want to give that 3 cents to the government to pay for roads and bridges.
Let's stay in the part of the world where you've been 16 times to Iraq, which is amazing to me. I mean, that you've done this. You keep saying time and again, you just met with the Prime Minister of Iraq and some other leaders from that part of the world. Every time you speak, you say the same thing, which is, we can't fight your fight. You've got to fight your fight. But all the evidence is they can't fight their fight. The president said the other day the Iraqi government was galvanized after the fall of Ramadi. What does galvanization mean in Iraq?
Well, it doesn't mean much in regular parlance. I think that the biggest holdback to their success over there is this infighting between Sunni and Shia and also the Kurds, though not as to as great a degree.
You met with Kurdish leaders too.
Right. Mahmoud Barzani, the prime minister there, but they're not fighting as a nation. They're fighting as separate tribes. There's not really that cohesiveness that you would hope that would develop, and so they're looking. Many of the leaders that we met with, and this includes, going to refugee camps, the Syrian refugee camps as well. They're looking for the United States to come in again in big numbers and do what we did, back in 2003.
So what do you say to them when they say that?
It's not happening. We told them, and Jim McGovern from Worcester was there with me as well as a couple of U.S. senators, and we basically explained to them that, look, you've got to step up and do this, and your security, you have all the tools you need. We've trained 938,000 Iraqis. That's including their military, their police force, and their border patrol. We've spent $25 billion just training and equipping them. We lost 4,500 good Americans in the process. They have everything they need to succeed. There's just a lack of willingness. And their own leaders say we have a morale problem. We have a loyalty problem.
So I hate to ask the same question I asked about the infrastructure. What's the reason for hope there? I know we sent, another 1,000 military advisors there who theoretically will not be engaged in combat. What's the light at the end of that tunnel? Is there any?
Well, I certainly don't think doing the same thing all over again is productive. They're talking about, again, training, again, equipping. We did that already. They basically withdrew.
So is there another plan?
I don't see it. I think that right now we're working with this so-called Free Syrian Army up in that area of Syria and Iraq. I do think we had some success with the Kurds, but that was with U.S. air support or British air support and Jordanian air support. So I think there is a cohesive force up there. But that doesn't necessarily translate into a unified Iraq. They're doing their thing for the benefit of Kurdistan.
How are you going to vote on this Iran nuclear deal?
I'm going to support it. Yeah.
Why?
I think, well, look, we have a big question mark on Iran right now. Where are they? How far have they developed? We have no inspectors in a meaningful way on the ground there in Iran. This agreement, at least initially, would put IAEA, including U.S. inspectors, on the ground in Natanz and Fordo, at Arak, which is their heavy water facility. It would require them to submit to very, very extensive and intrusive inspections and monitoring. It would require them to convert those facilities to peaceful means. So the alternative is to continue to do what we're doing, which is a standoff where we are completely blind as to what they are doing. So I think putting our people on the ground in Iran and making sure that they agree to our inspection regime is the only way to get in there and actually change their course of action.
Can we come back to the United States? Last time I saw you spoke to you 10 days, 2 weeks ago, your view was there will not be an Olympic stadium, temporary or not, in Widett Circle, which is central to Boston 2024 plan. Anything changed?
Well, yeah, we've had some further discussions, just brief discussions, and the team wants to prove to me that my fears are not well founded, and so I have said to them, okay, show me what you got.
Bob Ryan just said they're totally incompetent. They have no ability to pull this off. He thinks the Olympics great. He thinks Boston could totally handle it, that the leadership is totally inept. Do you disagree with him?
They have certainly fumbled from the beginning. They have really fumbled this, and they have lost the confidence of the people of Massachusetts and a large part of the city of Boston. So they've got to restore that confidence.
How will you vote on a ballot question for no taxpayer funds except for infrastructure?
I'll have to read it.
But if we were to say no taxpayer funding except for transportation,
yeah, I'm good with
vote
that.
for it. Only have 30 seconds left. You're from the labor movement. Labor movement is picketing the fundraisers of Democratic leaders of the legislature where you used to serve because they think they were sold out on this privatization issue. Would you have been marching with them?
From what I see, and I'm looking for a distance, that went through unanimously, correct?
I don't know what the final
in the legislature. So it leads
there was some
me to
resistance in the Senate,
I know there are
but
some,
ultimately,
I know there are some die-hard union supporters there, and they would not have supported that unless there was a deal made. So there was a deal made. And
so is organized labor wrong to be picketing Bob DeLeo, the speaker, in some of his events?
Yeah, Bob DeLeo is a good man. I would not have been picketing Bob DeLeo, that's for sure.
Let us know about the Olympics when you're here, will you?
Okay, yeah.
Representative Steve Lynch, great to see you.